21. Battlefield Earth. It is a 2000 American science fiction film directed by Roger Christian, based on the 1982 novel of the same name by Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard. The film is set in the year 3000 and follows a human rebellion against the Cyclos, a tyrannical alien species that has ruled Earth for 1,000 years. It was a box office bomb, grossing $29.7 million worldwide against a $44 million budget and received overwhelmingly negative reviews from critics, who lambasted its writing, disjointedness, acting and visuals, met with widespread derision from both audiences and mainstream media and stayed away from the film after its opening weekend. It was immediately labeled and remains perceived as one of the worst films ever made and the worst received film in Travolta's career, ridiculed for its dialogue, performances, cyclo makeup and overuse of Dutch angles. It earned a total of 18 awards from different sources, all pejorative and recognizing its poor qualities, including a then record of 8 wins at the 21st Golden Raspberry Awards, which later named it Worst Picture of the Decade in 2010. 22. Freddy Got Fingered. It is a 2001 American surreal black comedy film directed by Tom Green. In his feature film directorial debut, Tom Green stars in the film as a childish slacker who wishes to become a professional cartoonist while dealing with his abusive father's behavior. The title of the film refers to a plot point where Green's character falsely accuses his father of sexually abusing his brother, the eponymous Freddy. Many also referred to it as one of the worst films of all time. While initially a commercial failure, grossing $14.3 million worldwide, slightly above its $14 million budget, it became profitable after its release on home video. It received 5 awards at 22nd Golden Raspberry Awards of its 8 nominations, as well as a Dallas-Fort Worth Film Critics Association Award for Worst Picture. Despite the film's initial dismal reception, it has garnered some positive critical re-evaluation as well as a cult following years later. 23. Swept Away. It is a 2002 adventure romantic comedy film written and directed by Guy Ritchie. It is a remake of Lina Wertmüller's 1974 Italian film of the same name. The film stars Ritchie's then-wife Madonna and Adriano Giannini, the son of Giancarlo Giannini, the original film's lead. The film received negative reviews from critics, who criticized Madonna's performance and described it as inferior to the original. The film was awarded 5 awards at the 2002 Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture, Worst Screen Couple, Worst Remake, Worst Director, and Madonna won Worst Supporting Actress that same year, for Die Another Day. It was the first film to win both Worst Picture and Worst Remake or Sequel. 24. Geely. It is a 2003 American romantic comedy crime film written, co-produced and directed by Martin Brest. Martin Brest and producers disagreed about the film, leading to a protracted shutdown after filming as well as edits that Brest did not approve. Affleck and Lopez became romantically involved during production, leading to major publicity. However, upon release, Geely was universally panned, and in subsequent years, it has been considered one of the worst films of all time. It is also one of the most expensive box office bombs in history, grossing $7.2 million against a $75.6 million budget. It is the last film that Brest ever directed and his only unprofitable film as a director. This film won 6 awards at 24th Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture, Worst Actor for Ben Affleck, Worst Actress for Jennifer Lopez. 25. Catwoman. It is a 2004 American superhero film directed by Pitof. It is loosely based on the DC Comics character Catwoman. The film stars Halle Berry as the title character. It was a critical and commercial failure. The film grossed $82.4 million against a budget of $100 million and was panned by critics. It's considered to be one of the worst films ever made, although it has developed into a cult following. This film received 7 nominations at 25th Golden Raspberry Award and won Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Actress, for Halle Berry, and Worst Screenplay. 26. Dirty Love. It is a 2005 American romantic comedy film directed by John Mallory Asher. The film was first shown at the 2005 Sundance Film Festival, followed by a limited theatrical release on September 23, 2005. Dirty Love was universally panned by critics who criticized its humor, screenplay, acting, Asher's direction and cinematography. It is often considered to be one of the worst films of all time. At the 26th Golden Raspberry Awards, the film won 4 of its 6 Razzie nominations, including Worst Picture, Worst Screenplay, Worst Director and Worst Actress for McCarthy. 27. Basic Instinct 2. It is also known as Basic Instinct 2, Risk Addiction. It is a 2006 erotic thriller film directed by Michael Cotton Jones, the sequel to Basic Instinct, 1992. It stars Sharon Stone, who reprises her role of the crime novelist Catherine Trammell, and David Morrissey. The film follows novelist and suspected serial killer Catherine Trammell, who is once again in trouble with the authorities, this time in London. At the 27th Golden Raspberry Awards, the film won 3 awards, including Worst Picture, Worst Actress for Sharon Stone. 28. I Know Who Killed Me. It is a 2007 American psychological thriller film directed by Chris Sivertson. The film's story revolves around a young woman who is abducted and tortured by a sadistic serial killer. After surviving the abduction, she insists that her identity is that of another woman. The film received intense negative media coverage during production and upon its release, as Lindsay Lohan publicly struggled with addiction and other personal issues. It was promptly deemed a failure and called one of the worst films ever made. It attained a more successful home video performance, having almost quadrupled its US box office gross in estimated domestic DVD sales, being the most awarded at the 28th Golden Raspberry Awards, winning 7 of 8 nominations, including Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Screenplay, Worst Screen Couple, Worst Actress for Lindsay Lohan. 29. The Love Guru. It is a 2008 romantic comedy film directed by Marco Schnabel. In his directorial debut, producer Mike Myers came up with the concept of a guru character in the late 1990s. The aforementioned character was initially planned to appear in the Austin Powers franchise but was left unimplemented. The film came from Myers' desire to make a hockey movie expressing wish fulfillment in the film's plot. It was panned by critics and audiences who criticized its humor, screenplay, and Schnabel's direction, often being considered a low point in Myers' career and one of the worst films ever made. It was a box office failure, grossing $40 million on a budget of $62 million. At the 29th Golden Raspberry Awards, the film won 3 of its 7 nominations, including Worst Picture, Worst Actor for Mike Myers. 30. Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. It is a 2009 American science fiction action film based on Hasbro's Transformers toy line, directed by Michael Bay. The film is the second installment in the Transformers film series and a sequel to Transformers, 2007. The film received generally negative reviews from critics. The film surpassed its predecessor's box office gross worldwide with $836.5 million, making it the 4th highest grossing film of 2009. With over 11 million home media sales in 2009, it was also the top-selling film of the year in the United States. It won 3 Golden Raspberry Awards at the 30th Golden Raspberry Awards ceremony and became the highest-grossing film to win the Worst Picture award at the time.